What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. So the NBA draft is officially over, so over the next few days we're probably going to be doing rebuilds based off what we saw in the draft. Maybe there are some other trades that happened, who knows. Free agency is on Monday, but one winner I have to talk about from the draft, I know we've done rebuilds on them lately, but the Phoenix Suns absolutely nailed this draft in my opinion. Not only did they bring in Mark Williams, who's on the last year of his rookie contract, they got Maluwalk, and then they get Rasheer Fleming in the second round. I think they got another rookie guard as well or whatever, which I don't know much about him. But I love what the Suns did, and I felt like we had to start with them. So let's go ahead and jump in and rebuild the Phoenix Suns after the NBA draft. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one and subscribe if you're new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciated. We're currently on the road to 50,000 subs, so if you want to help us reach that goal, that would be absolutely amazing. My share scenario is also updated, so I posted details on that in the community tab or the post or whatever. So it's basically search up Crushables start today or search up username gamer tag Bumayo, B-U-M-A-Y-O, and you should be able to find it. And I have it updated all the way to the second round or the last pick in the second round. I have the new contracts in here, of course, like Kyrie Irving getting extended. Brandon Fleet got a new contract, so I've tried to update everything. If you guys do notice like anything missing, feel free to let me know. But yeah, I'm trying to stay on top of it. It's gonna probably get chaotic, of course, as the free agency period gets going. But I'm gonna do my best to stay on top of it, and we'll have hopefully an accurate offseason or accurate file to build with throughout this offseason. So with that all being said, this will probably be the last Suns rebuild we do for a while. I've done like 3. This will be our third one within the last 2 weeks, but I just have to talk about what they did on draft night, man. They get Mark Williams, of course, traded a late pick, which ended up being Liam McNeely to the Hornets, and then they trade like a 2029 pick, which is like the worst of 3 teams. So I don't even feel like they gave up that much, to be honest with you. So I think this is a great value for the Suns to have gotten this. I know they originally traded like an unprotected pick to acquire those 3 firsts. One of those firsts heads to Charlotte for Mark Williams. So at the end of the day, they did trade like a bigger pick, earlier on or whatever. But then they also get Maluwalk at pick 10. He falls into their lap, which was a really good fit for them. So I love that. And then getting Rasheer Fleming in round 2, the top of the second round. Now, they obviously traded up quite a bit to make it happen, but they do. And then they also get, I don't know much about Kobe Bray out of Kentucky, but they get him as well. So just a beautiful offseason so far, in my opinion, for the Phoenix Suns, and I think they've done a great job. So let's go ahead and get into qualifying offers. So Colin Gillespie, free agent Bridges, and Ty Washington. And then for free agency, we have bird rights on Mason Plumlee, but with the new infusion of centers that we have, I don't imagine we'll be bringing in Mason Plumlee back. Now, are we going to be trading Nick Richards? You also have Iguodaro. So I do think Nick Richards is someone that's probably going to need to be moved now. Obviously, the whole thing with the Bradley Beal thing is also still happening that next year, which I need to fix that because that's actually a player option next year. It's not non-guaranteed, so that's something I need to fix that I'm noticing right away. So that's something I'll look into, but I don't know if we're going to be able to trade Bradley Beal. I know that Chicago has been kind of the rumors part, or been kind of like, named as a team that could maybe take on his contract. And then you have also Richards who will be moved. There was one other thing I want to say. Oh yeah, and then apparently I saw a report, I think it was from Stephen A. So I always take everything with a grain of salt with what he says, obviously, but he says that Matt Ishbia is contemplating just paying Bradley Beal to stay home next year or whatever. I don't know how true that is, but I think we're going to try to start with the Nick Richards trade because to me, he doesn't really make sense to keep anymore with this new infusion at the center position. So as far as Nick Richards is concerned, there is a couple of trades that I like here. So the first one is Jam or Jordan Miller from the Clippers, 25 years old, but has 3 years left on his deal. And we get a pick swap, which is going to be the worst of Thunder and Clippers, obviously. So more than likely, this pick will not be very good if we do get it, and the Clippers get themselves a good backup center. This one is cool too, but it's very unrealistic. I don't see the Grizzlies doing that. But this is the other one that kind of interesting. The Nuggets could get themselves like a backup 5 finally behind Richards that maybe they could trust on the floor for a little bit there. I don't really know how good Jalen Pickett or Hunter Tyson would become for us, but it's 2 guys on really small contracts, and I think this one feels a little bit more realistic than the Clippers one. So I do think we're going to end up doing this one. So Pickett and Hunter Tyson, we're going to see if one of those 2 guys could become something for us, and that's just going to have to be the hope. But we needed to kind of clear the logjam that we had at the 5 in my opinion, so that's why we did that. So let's go to free agency and see if there's anything we're going to be doing. I don't really think there's going to be anything we're doing. That was one thing I knew we needed to settle in, and we did that. So we could also maybe move. Actually, no. Bradley Beal, I think we're going to try to just have him out of the rotation entirely. I mean, I'll look at the offers on the table. I remember trading him in the last video to Miami. But like, so this was the exact same trade we did last time, but I don't know. And then Detroit's definitely not doing that. So honestly, I think for this video, we may just do what Stephen A is suggesting, which again, I don't know if that's true, but I'm just going to let him sit at home. He's not going to play in the rotation at all, which is kind of crazy to think about, but it'll maybe be easier to move him when he is expiring next year. So that's going to be the hope. And he goes down to a 79 overall. We're going to want him out of the rotation completely, entirely. That's going to be kind of the game plan. Jalen Green's up to an 88. So let's go look at this rotation for year one. And then I guess we kind of need to look at what Jalen Pickett. And so Gillespie is up to 75 and Pickett's up to 73. So yeah, I don't know if Hunter Tyson or Pickett are going to become anything for us. It was worth a chance to see if they would. There's still another year that they're under contract still too on top of that. So they might be cheap to re-sign. But we'll just go look at the rotation going into the season and we'll see what we're working with. So as far as 2K is concerned, Power Rank has us 13th overall, which is really nice, but I'm really glad that the Suns got themselves an infusion of youth. It seemed like Matt Ishbia was just going to trade every pick he saw and never draft any rookies based off how he started talking at one point. I remember him saying, if you're going to get excited about 8th graders or some weird quote like that. But I have to say, like I said, I'm really proud of what the Suns accomplished this offseason so far. So we are going to be a balanced 3.5, and then let's go take a look what else we can do. So they basically turned Kevin Durant into Dillon Brooks, Jalen Green, and Malou Walk. That doesn't sound, I mean, it's Durant, don't get me wrong, but it could be worse, right? So Devin Booker, Jalen Green, Dillon Brooks, Royce O'Neal, Mark Williams, Bradley Beal is still coming off the bench, Ryan Dunn, Grayson Allen, Malou Walk, and Iguodaro. So I guess Bradley Beal could still, actually, you know what? Screw Bradley Beal. We're going to give these minutes, maybe not all these minutes, but I'm going to put Beal out of the rotation entirely. And we're going to give Rasheer Fleming minutes right away. Because I think that's, you know, what the Suns would rather do anyway. Maybe not like 28 minutes a night or anything like that. But he definitely is going to be playing a significant role for us. Like, I want Malou Walk. Maybe Grayson Allen takes a back step a little bit. But Malou Walk and Rasheer Fleming getting like 20 minutes a night sounds good to me. Something along the lines of that. And then we can give Dillon Brooks 30, Mark Williams 30, even though who knows with his injury stuff. But yeah, something like that. So I will see you guys at the end of year one. I've noticed, or in the last Suns rebuild, Jalen Green was incredible for us, so I'm kind of assuming that'll be the same thing here. But I'll see you guys at the end of year one. No Bradley Beal in the rotation at all. And we'll go see if this team can make the playoffs. At the end of season one, Shea wins MVP. Flag is your rookie of the year. Malik Monk is your 6th man. Giannis is your D point. And Scoot is your most improved. Devin Booker does win clutch player, which is great to see. And the Brango, which, or Borrego, however you say it, I'm not going to lie to you. I have no idea if he's going to get the job or not, but I was just sick of seeing Tom Thibodeau rehired. And I guess Borrego's about to interview for the next job. So it would be very convenient if he did get hired there, I will say. But I do have another file, I guess, saved back to the staff signing. So hopefully the Knicks hire someone here soon. That way it doesn't become a problem in free agency and I have to make up so much stuff. But yeah, this is just kind of a guess. Obviously, Borrego's not actually the head coach for the Knicks. But here's your All-NBA first team. You got Luka, Shea, Nikola, Luka, Giannis, Trae Young, All-NBA second team, and All-NBA third team. I was assuming we'd see Devin Booker on here, and we did. Very good season for this team, all things considered. We're the 4th seed in the West. We won over 50 games, 55 and 27. So, very good season. Not much to be mad about, in my opinion. So, 31 from Devin Booker, 25 Jalen Green. It looks like the youth infusion that we got in this team helped out a ton. Obviously, Mark Williams is someone we're going to have to re-sign. Hopefully, he's not going to be asked for too much money. Rasheer Fleming with 5, and then, 8 and 5, and then 8 from O'Neal, 7 and 6 from Malou Walk. So, let's go ahead and jump in. We're going to leave the rotation the exact same, because obviously, if you try to fix it, the Suns are going, or the, 2K is going, the 2K assistant GM is going to try to put Beal back in, which we don't want him here. We want him home. So we're down 1-0. We even it up, though, 96 to 89. So that's big. 23 from Jalen Green, 14 and 18 from Mark Williams. Game 3 goes to the Warriors. Game 4 is going to go to West. So far, very close game. We maybe should consider running an 9-man rotation, though. I'm going to have to fix some things if we do this. Let's go ahead and do that. So let's get Beal out of here completely. And let's just, I guess let's just swap him and Fleming just to make it as easy as possible, even though I don't know, I like Fleming and he's hot right now, so we'll go ahead and leave that. Maybe give Malou Walk. I really hate that Malou Walk, or that Fleming is getting more minutes than Malou Walk. It seems kind of interesting, but we're gonna go, that's what I meant to do, and then we're gonna try to swap. This is what I wanted. There we go, something like this. Malou Walk's getting 18 minutes, maybe even more than Fleming. Will go 20 and then something like that. All right, let's go ahead and see if we can win game 5 now. So game 5 is going to go to us, and we are going to a game 7. So game 7 against the Warriors. We are at home here, so let's see if we can't take them out. Obviously, the Warriors have their own championship aspirations. They are much older than we are because we got super... Oh, wow. I thought we were about to win there. We're going to lose in 7 to the Suns, which or to the Warriors. That's disappointing, obviously. I thought we were about to go to the second round, get the Cavs and the Wolves, and the Timberwolves go on and win the championship. So, disappointing. You know, it looked very promising, and unfortunately, we fall flat. But the one thing I will say is that we have so many new young, or so much new young talent, that we could be in a good spot as far as player development is concerned. This team should be stronger next year. We got the Hawks via the Bucks and then Pelicans pick. I still don't understand why the Pelicans trade that pick. It makes no sense, and I guarantee the Hawks are going to luck out with that selection. So, shout out to the Hawks. We did rebuild on them yesterday because their offseason has been great so far as well. Thunder get number 1 via Philadelphia, but that's actually not true. That pick is protected, so I do need to fix that. We're going to keep Jordan Ott as the head coach, even though, you know, lost in the first round in disappointing fashion. Do we have a draft pick? I think we do, actually. And we will be picking, if I'm not mistaken, I thought we had a draft pick. Maybe we don't. Let's see. So we have, no draft picks. Okay. So let's go ahead and fix that Thunder pick, and I'll see you guys with the next step. We're heading straight to player options, and as much as I would love to decline Bradley Beal's contract, obviously that's not doable. We also have quite a few, a lot of these are being declined. I'm assuming that we're not going to be able to resign everybody. Yeah, I had or no, it worked. Never mind. I was thought usually when 2K suggests for you to not, you know, accept some options is because you have too many roster spots or whatever, but that was not a problem. So Mark Williams is asking for $30 million a year. I do want to resign Mark Williams. 11 and 9. We have injuries off in 2K, so that's not going to be a problem in the simulation, but who knows in real life. The Beal's contract is now a full-on expiring salary, so that should be able to help us in theory, but we're going to kind of have to see what pops up. But there is some more creative things I want to do this offseason. Maybe we attach this, you know, pick swap in 2027, make something happen. So let's go see if there's anything that would pop up that would interest us and maybe moving Bradley Beal out of here. So it seems as if the Charlotte Hornets are just down to absorb his contract. Now, I'm not going to fleece them like 2K is trying to do right now. We're going to get a top 3 protected 2027 first and another 2027 first. As beautiful as that would be, that is not going to happen. He literally just stayed home for us. So we're going to send it, well, trade clause. He really accepted trade to Charlotte? At this point, the man would probably want to play, I assume. So maybe he would be okay with it. I don't know. We're just going to make it happen. So just give me 1 second, and you get to take Bradley Beal along with a first-round pick. We get off Beal's contract entirely, or what we could do, we could just keep him and not worry about it. But if we do this, this is probably going to free up some very big flexibility for us as far as, like, you know, aggregating contracts. So I think this trade is worth it, and we're going to do it. Bradley Beal, last year of his deal, get rid of him. Maybe you buy him out instead and stretch it. Maybe you do that. I don't know. But we can now aggregate, like, Grayson Allen's contract along with O'Neal's contract. I don't know if that would get us anything, but there's much more flexibility. At least I believe that would be the case. Let's see if I'm... Yeah, definitely under the second apron now. So obviously we're going to have to, like, re-sign Brooks. That may hurt us a little bit. He shouldn't ask for too much. Fleming, I assume Fleming will get, like, a real-life standard 3-year rookie contract. I know sometimes, you know, guys get bigger contracts in the second round. That 2K doesn't really reflect that. So he only has 1 year left in his deal. But realistically, not that I've seen it reported. If I do find out that, you know, Fleming got a, you know, a 3-year contract, if that is out there, I might go ahead and add something to that, because I do think that's something that might happen in real life. But I think I will explore the idea of trading Grayson Allen and Royce O'Neal and just kind of see what pops up. I don't really know how many picks I can really attach, but I mean, we can maybe try to find out something here. So let's see if there's anything of interest out there for, you know, for us to trade these 2 guys away and maybe make something come back in return. So I believe I have my target in sight, and he is rocking a Denver Nuggets jersey right now, and that is going to be Mr. Michael Porter Jr. He is an expiring $40 million, but I think we can kind of get to him and offer the Nuggets something enticing. Now, Porter, obviously, I don't know what his value would be in real life, but I am totally down to try to get him on this team if we can. So let's see if we have something that would interest him. So, like, Grayson Allen and also, let's say, like I said, Royce O'Neal, which are 2 good players that I think the Nuggets would maybe have some interest in. And then we probably have to throw in a little bit more than this, I would assume. So it'd be funny if we gave them, you know, Pickett and Hunter Tyson back and they accept it. But let's just see what they say to this offer first and foremost. So they're going to say no. They want to give away a valuable asset or whatever. So Oh boy, you know what we need to do though? That trade exception should not be here. So we need the Suns would require. Okay, so yeah, that trade exception. No, we that trade exception should not. Well, we just got a trade exception for Beal. Actually, technically, if we did just dump, that is a real exception. But we need to attach players in this trade, not the exception. So not Fleming. I would do Kobe Brea, I guess, and then let's throw in like I don't know. Could we don't have a sec, or I guess we do have a couple seconds. So Kobe Brea, 2 seconds maybe. Does this get it done for MPJ? And they don't. Okay, they're close to accepting it, but not quite. And funny enough, I'm going to go ahead and give them Hunter Tyson back. I know it looks like we're giving up a lot, but we really didn't, to be honest with you. We gave up basically nothing. Like Grayson Allen, Royce O'Neal are 2 guys that regressed in 2K anyway. Kobe Brea probably wasn't going to ever turn into anything for us in the 2K sim. And then Hunter Tyson, don't think he would have either. So we really didn't give up that much if you think about it. So I do like the addition of Michael Porter Jr. though. Someone who could space the floor. Now, I don't really know if I don't know if he could really start at power forward for us. He's 6'10", probably not ideal to play him there. We probably want to see if for sure Fleming could just take that role entirely and run with it. And then maybe Iguodala. Well, we're keeping Iguodala and we're going to re-sign Mark Williams. But yeah, I feel good about that. So we're going to re-sign Mark Williams to as cheap as we possibly can, probably. I'm going to renounce the trade exception. I don't think I'm going to use it. We don't really have that many assets to attach to a trade exception anyway. So if Mark Williams could just sign for like 25 million a year, I think that'd be the most ideal thing we could possibly do. He is getting some offers, so we have to be careful with that, but nothing too crazy yet. Hold on, the offers are coming in. All right, nothing crazy still, so we're still going to keep playing the game where we get them for as cheap as possible. Being closer to what I want it to be, and it's looking good now. So if Mark Williams were to get an extension, we're going to give him 5 years, and we're going to give him like hopefully 22.25, or maybe it's 4 years, 22.25 a year. I feel good about that. We'll take that. So Mark Williams signed. You now have Devin Booker, Jalen Green, Mark Williams, Dylan Brooks. You have Ryan Dunn, Maluwak, Rasheer Fleming up to a 76, Iguodala 77. So am I about to play Michael Porter Jr. at the 4? I don't know if I love that, but we're going to have to hope basically our starting centers can make up for that defensive deficiency. But he is 6'10", so technically tall enough to do it, but probably not the best player to be playing it. He's a good rebounder, but defensively not the best idea. But it's probably what we're going to have to do because Fleming is not maybe ready. Keep him on the bench and have to hope and pray and works. I think it will in 2K. I don't think that's gonna be an issue, but in real life, I don't know if you'd do that. So Power Rank has us 8th overall, and I mean, I feel pretty good about the way this team looks right now on paper. So Devin Booker, Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks, Michael Porter, Mark Williams, Ryan Dunn, Maluwak, Iguodala, and Rasheer Fleming is rotation. I feel good about that. So I will absolutely take that going into the season, and I think this team has a chance to make a lot of noise. Jalen Green is about to be a free agent. Dylan Brooks about to be a free agent, and so is Michael Porter Jr. So it will be interesting to kind of see how the contracts shake out. Is there anybody willing to sign an extension right now? Basically just Jalen Pickett. So nothing yet. If I do decide to stop at the contract extension deadline, I'll kind of show you guys what I'm thinking. Hopefully there is some extensions we can make at the deadline, but right now the team's off to a fiery start. So if we can keep that up, momentum in our favor, should be in a good spot going to the playoffs, but we'll see if we keep it up. So there will be one extension given out right now, and that will be on Mr. Dylan Brooks. Not having as great of a season as he did last year. Last year, he shot 45% from 3, so it does suck to see him dip to 36%. That's still not, like, horrible necessarily. And then Pickett's what it's signed. I mean, why not? We can give Pickett a minimum extension to see if he becomes something more. Brooks, though, like I said, I'm totally cool with giving him an extension. Can I get him for, like, 18.5 a year? He will. Okay, so that extension's done. 35-19 right now, so the team is doing fairly well. I was hoping to re-sign, well, Porter, we'll see if we decide to keep him past the playoffs, but I feel good at least about locking up Dylan Brooks long term, and then I wanted to lock up Jalen Green as well, but unfortunately not meant to be yet. At the end of year 2, funny enough, we finished with the exact same record as last year, and I think as the exact same seed as well, so it's basically deja vu for another season for us. Booker does make it All-NBA third team again. If you guys remember the last Suns rebuild we traded for Zion. This time we did not. I wasn't going to do that again, obviously. Here's our rookie first team, our rookie second team. We're the 4th seed out west, and this time we get to play the Timberwolves instead of the Warriors. So you had 30 from Devin Booker, 26 from Jalen Green, 15 from Michael Porter Jr. with 5 rebounds. So, yeah, not too bad. Shot 37% from 3 as well. Brooks' number did go up a little bit, which is great after we extended him. 10-7 from Luwak, 6-4 from Rasheer Fleming. I will say, I did try to read articles about, Fleming's potential contract. Didn't really see anything, but I'm willing to go out on a limb and say he gets at least 3 years on his contract. If I had to guess, at least 3. I don't think he's just gonna get a 2-year contract. I think the Suns traded up too much just to give him a 2-year deal. So I did go ahead and add a 3rd year to that one. So yeah, that's what we did there. Iguodaro 5 and 4, and then Rindell with 6 and 5 too. So not too bad. But let's go ahead and see how these playoffs are about to go. I can't wait to kind of figure it out. So let's see if we can get past the Timberwolves this time and get to the 2nd round. We got obviously our starting 5 against DiVincenzo, Edwards, Jalen Wilson, Jay McDaniels, Gobert, Dillingham. Where's Behringer for them right now? He is not even part of the rotation. He's actually down here, kind of buried, but definitely somebody that could be playing for them, it looks like, and maybe he was a little bit. Who knows? But game 1 is going to go to Minnesota, so 124 to 105. Not great. Game 2, oh boy, are we about to get swept in the 1st round? No, we can tie it up. No, we're down 3-1. Okay, well, that's not a good sign, obviously. So let's see if we can't come back and maybe force a game 7 to happen somehow. Obviously, we have to win 2 straight for that to even be a scenario for us. Win the first one. If we win 1 more, we go to a game 7, then who knows what happens. So game 7 or game 6 first and foremost, hoping to push a game 7 to happen, and unfortunately not meant to be. 102 to 120 or 105 to 120, 40 from Jalen Green, and a big loss, 28 points per game. Efficiency kind of dipped from the perimeter in the playoffs, unfortunately. But yeah, not great. So again, I will continue to say this though. The one thing we have going for us is we have guys that are going to continue to develop for us, which is good, like Fleming, Luwak. If we can get those guys like 84, 85s, that'd be huge for this rotation going forward. For the lottery, let's go see what we got going on here. Again, this is, well, I guess we had a 20. Oh, or did I trade it? I might have traded this pick. I don't even remember anymore. So, did the Hornets get it now? Maybe. Yeah, I don't think we have a pick in this draft anymore. I think we attached it to Bradley Beal, which was worth it, don't get me wrong. Jordan Ott is going to stay, or do we? Yeah, he's going to stay. I feel good about what he's done to get us to the playoffs. But we've been, well, I mean, do we fire him and go for somebody different? There is some good candidates out here. So you know what? Maybe we do fire him after 2 first-round losses in a row. Maybe it is time to see if we can bring in one of these head coaches. Now, I have no idea if any of them are going to choose us because our budget, after firing so many coaches over the years, is not very high. So there's Doug Christie, Mosley, Willie Green, Chauncey Billups is down here. I mean, Chris Finch has 5 offers, so I doubt we'd get him. So let's take a look at the teams with 0 offers. So like Charles Lee and Will Hardy have no offers. So might be able to get Will Hardy at least, and we will. So I'll take Will Hardy at the very least. He should be an upgrade over Jordan Ott, at least in the 2K sim. So we'll take that. Just to double check, we didn't have a pick. I'm pretty sure we didn't. No, we don't. So let's go to player options. See what we got going on here. So Jalen Green declines, which the last time we did a Suns rebuild, Jalen Green left us in free agency, and I had to force him back. So I'm gonna probably do that again today because, well, we'll see. Hopefully he doesn't just leave us. We can actually get him back. The Warriors are offering him. I think it was last time the Clippers were offering him. Michael Porter Jr. is actually not asking for that much money, so that actually could work out for us too. Yeah, sign me up for, whoa, I will say, not that it's, wait, do I have cap space right now? Hold the phone. I have a little bit of money to use, actually. We go after somebody totally different and leave Jalen Green and, or at least it says we have cap space. We definitely have cap space because we have, well, I don't know. It seems like we have cap room. I'm not sure, though. Now, I will say we'd have to replace 2 starters, so that might not be, well, we can maybe hope that Fleming would develop into a starter and we just go for a new shooting guard or a new point guard, rather. Might be something to consider. What could we afford? Okay, maybe we don't have as much money as it seemed. We can get D'Lo. So it looks like we have 20-something million we can give up, maybe. So, or something like that. Let's go see if there's any, like, so there's like Anthony Simons, Jordan Poole, Terrence. Okay, so none of these guys are going to change our fortune. Hero would be very similar to just having Jalen Green back. We might just be better off. I'm just going to double check, though. Let's just make sure we're not missing a step. I'm going to double check some of these free agents and see if there's anybody we could go after. If not, you'll just see me re-sign Jalen Green and Michael Porter Jr. because that's probably the best route to take anyway, unless there's something that catches my attention. So it's literally the same scenario as last time. Jalen Green is just refusing to change his interest here. It seems like he is destined to want to leave, and maybe this time I actually let him. I didn't last time because he was kind of the theme of the video. He is kind of the theme still, but I mean, I don't know. I want to keep him, but he just does not want to stay here, unfortunately. So We might miss out on him coming back, which is super annoying because that leaves us a huge hole at the shooting guard spot, or even at the point guard necessarily, but may not be anything we can do about it this time. So I mean, if he falls out, we'll sign him back, or he is here again. So maybe okay, we got a chance. Okay, that's great. I was about to let him actually go this time. I didn't want to, but I'm glad he fell out and was able to be re-signed, because we could have went and signed like a Keon Ellis or something, but I'm not really sure how much better that would have made us. I'm so glad he fell out and came back, because that would have been really disappointing had we have lost him, unfortunately. But thankfully, that's not an issue anymore. So, give me also Ben Shepherd. We'll definitely sign him to be a backup shooting guard. I feel decent about that. Okay, so let's go to player progression. Fleming and Maluwak, please jump up like crazy if you could. That'd be very helpful right now, especially Maluwak. Let's see. We got... Oh, boy. Okay. Not really what I was expecting. So, we have 83 Maluwak, which is better, but it's not really where I want it. Fleming, 77. So that is obviously, you know, a little disappointing to say the least. But the team is still decent. We've made the playoffs 2 years in a row, and we've made it to the first round as a top 4 seed, but we've been bounced each time. We're gonna have to hope with Will Hardy as new head coach that things will be different this time, but we shall see if that will be the case or not. Wembanyama wins MVP. Hugo is Rookie of the Year in Sacramento. Edgecombe is your 6-man Wemby Defensive Player, and Queen is your Most Improved. In New Orleans, Jaren Jackson, Clutch Player, and Mitch Johnson is your Coach of the Year. So here's your first team. We get Devin Booker still making it, which he is contract extension eligible, so the team's going to get... well, I guess Booker was already making a lot of money, so I can't imagine it goes up that much more. But... the one thing I will say is this season was disappointing compared to the other two. We went 45-37, one game out of being just a locked and loaded playoff team. I would hope that we get in, but we'll see. So we get 28 from Devin Booker, 28 from Jalen Green, 16 from Porter, 13 and 8 from Mark Williams, 11 and 8 from Maluwak. If we don't have a deep playoff run this time around, we might be looking to make a bigger trade with one of our core pieces, such as, I don't know, maybe Jalen Green, maybe it's Mark Williams, but Devin Booker's going to stay. Porter and Brooks' contract, I think, is too good to trade away compared to what the rest of the market usually makes. So maybe we re-sign Iguodala to a cheap contract, trade Mark Williams. But that's just all if we don't have a deep playoff runner now. Because if we get bounced around one again, or maybe even the play-in, we got to make a big change this offseason. So we've had the lead so far, but the Clippers are trying to sneak up on us, and we barely hang on. But we win. So we get to play the Dallas Mavericks. So that should be kind of an interesting... thing to see how that's gonna go. So Ryan Dunn also 284 overall, which is nice, so he'll have to be re-signed. Maybe Ryan Dunn could take over for Dylan Brooks, who knows. But we get Dallas. They have Kyrie, Gary Trent, Marshall, Flagg, Lively, AD, Gafford, PJ Washington, and Danny Wolf. So I guess the Nets let go of Danny Wolf pretty fast. I'm not sure why. 1 year on his deal. He was a first round pick. They let him go after 1 year. I think the Nets did kind of have a roster problem, so it doesn't really surprise me to see that they cut him just by default. So that's probably going to be an issue in this file if I had to guess, but whatever. So let's see. Game 1 is going to go to us, so that's a good start. 48 from Flagg, but it doesn't matter. We had 30 and 28 and 28 from Porter. That was a big game to win on the road. We're up 2-0 so far, so I think we've gotten further into the video where the Mavericks maybe have become less OP, but they could still win the next two, and then we're in a tied series. And here it comes. Here it comes. What did I say? So now we got to go to game 5 on the road, and this will be a big test to see if we're going to finally get out of round 1 or not. So we had the lead there for a second, but they are going to take the 3-2 lead. So we are in deep trouble if we do not force a game 7 here. This might be 3 times in a row where we lose in round 1, which is just absolutely pitiful. And yeah, that is going to be the case. So 122 to 108. Wow, that sucks. So 3 first-round exits. Mavericks still going to win the championship, though, I will say. So I don't know what you want to take from that. Clarkson retires a son. But yeah, I think it's safe to say that there will be some big decisions made this offseason, because clearly what we're doing right now is not working. So we can be done with the idea that player development is going to work. It's not. Let's get to making some other things happen. And Devin Booker is literally wasting his time right now. I don't even know if he would even want to sign an extension after what he's seen the last 3 years. But we're going to try to make something happen, man. We're going to do our best to make some magic happen here. We're about to do something a little crazy here, but I think we got to make some sacrifices. So we're going to be trading Mark Williams, Dylan Brooks, and a second for Darius and Christian Collins from the Washington Wizards. So the Wizards have a ton of cap space coming up. which is why they're able to do this. So these are two guys that the Suns just brought in, but as we've seen lately, what we've been doing has not been working. So basically the game plan here is to get cheaper, along with actually having Darius going to be an actual point guard for us, and then Christian Collins is going to be, we'll have to see what he becomes, but both of them have high upside, which is what we're hoping for. I hate to do this and it sucks, but this is what we're doing. So that's gonna be the first trade we end up doing. And here's the next trade we're going to be doing with the Chicago Bulls. We're going to be seeing Jalen Green, who's been phenomenal for us, which is why I hate doing this. But I kind of have something in mind. I think Jalen Green, Devin Booker backcourt moving on from. We're going to be bringing in Bazelis and Ayo Dosunmu. So this is getting a little crazy. I like Jalen Green. I like what he's done, and trading him away when he's playing this well for us does seem a little bizarre. Don't get me wrong. But I kind of have a vision on what I'm going for. So I'm trying to squeeze another first out of them, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to. Let's see. Do they want to say yes to that? They say no. I don't really. I mean, I could throw them Ben Shepherd, I guess, but I don't know if that makes a difference. I would like your first round pick. No, okay. Let's just do the original trade. So Bazelis and Ayo Dosunmu, but Bazelis gives us an actual traditional power forward. We don't really know what Fleming's going to end up being. So Bazelis and Ayo Dosunmu trade we're going to be doing. So Darius is going to be traditional point guard, who's been in the league for 2 years now, so we're banking on him being, you know, the point guard finally next to Devin Booker. We're gonna bring back Devin Booker. We're gonna have Michael Porter at the 3 now instead of playing the 4. We'll have Bazelis at the 4, Fleming backing him up. We'll have Iguodala backing up Luwak. So you can kind of see the vision, I hope. And we had to re-sign like some big contracts coming, which is also why we maybe got a little bit cheaper too. So like Ryan Dunn, definitely part of the plans. Iguodala, part of the plans. And then for sure Fleming, also part of the plan. But he's restricted, so we should be able to re-sign him, no problem. So yeah, this was kind of what we had in mind. We knew how expensive this offseason was going to be, which is why we made a lot of crazy moves right there. So now we have to hope and pray that player progression is going to be working out very well for us on guys like Bazelis, Darius, and also Christian Collins. So let's see what that looks like, shall we? And Luwak, not to mention. So Darius is up to an 86, which is what we needed really badly. Bazelis is 86, 85 Porter, 84 Luwak. I would hoping he was going to jump up more, but nothing. It's not happening, which is fine. We're going to be moving Ayo Dosunmu to point guard, backup point guard probably. And yeah, we'll go look at the rotation here all together in just a second. But it's a totally new look team again. So let's see if this provides any magic based off the last 3 years not working whatsoever. I'll give this next team 2 seasons at least. So your new Suns rotation is going to be looking like this. We have Darius at point guard, Devin Booker at the 2, Porter at the 3, Bazelis at the 4 with Luwak, Ryan Dunn, Rasheed Fleming, Iguodala, and Christian Collins. So yeah, I like it quite a bit. We're going to see if this results in anything different. Who will be the second scorer next to Devin Booker, you ask? That's a good question. So is it Bazelis or is it Darius? It'll probably be Darius if I had to guess, with a combination of Bazelis as well. Maybe Luwak gets involved too. I'll give Darius a little bit of a shot, tendency boost. But all right, 18th power rank. Last year was not a great season for us, and we've been eliminated in round 1 3 times in a row. So hopefully this time, make the playoffs. Legitimate threat in the West, but we'll see if it works out that way. So basically exact same situation as last year. We finished up quite rough as a 7 seed in the West as a play-in team. So here were your player stats. You had 26 from Devin Booker with 7 assists. You had 20 and 11 from Darius. So as I mentioned, we got ourselves an actual legitimate point guard next to Devin Booker, which is something the Suns have been searching for since Chris Paul, obviously. 13 and 10 from Luwak, 14 from Michael Porter, 10 and 7 from Fleming, 8 from Collins, and then 8 from Iguodala, and 5 from Ryan Dunn. So we'll just kind of have to hope and see that things will go well in these playoffs. Play-in team again, which is not what I wanted to be, but we'll see if we can win this play-in game against the Pelicans and get actually in here again as a 7 seed, looking to upset the 2nd seed. So can we win here? Barely squeaked on there, but a win is a win nonetheless. And again, it is Dallas. So they beat us in 6 last year. It seems like they've gotten a little worse at their small forward and power, or yeah, shooting guard, small forward spot. So that maybe plays in our favor, but we'll have to see how it goes. So game 1 is going to go to us just like it did last year. So 32 from Kyrie. We're up 2-0. So this is literally how the series started last year. So I'm not holding my breath yet, but it's looking good. That's all I can ask for. Let's actually simcast game 3 and try to take a 3-0 lead instead of allowing them to tie the series up. We've had the lead most of the game, and they're going to take it at the very end, aren't they? No overtime, and they're going to take at the end by 1 freaking point. Okay, just win game 4. That's all I ask, man. We can go up 3-1. Win one game on your home floor. We go back to Dallas and try to win that game 5, and they're going to tie it just like last year, aren't they? Unless we come back and take it. Tied series again, man. Unbelievable. Okay, aim rotation is what we're going to go with for this huge game 5. I really don't want to lose in round 1 4 years in a row, but that is definitely on the table right now. And it might be happening as we speak. Unless we... Brutal stuff, guys. Very brutal. Okay, let's go 40 bench utilization. This is to force a game 7. So, man, is this rough. Can we win on our home floor? 2-0 start the last 2 years as well, just to blow it, just to lose in round 1. Unless we force a game 7 here. Looking decent right now, and we will. A game 7 is going to happen. It's better than we were last year against Dallas, so let's see if we have what it takes to beat them on the road, though, and get to the second round. This has been a brutal, brutal series for us. Round 1, 4 years in a row. It's happening, isn't it? Unbelievable. Okay. We've lost in round 1 4 years in a row, dude. Absolutely brutal. Brutal stuff. So Dallas and Golden State. Dallas has beaten us twice now. They made it to the finals again. What can I do? They won the championship again. So we've matched up against them twice, pushed them to the limit, 6 and 7. I'm going to give this one more chance, man. Then when he retires his son. But the team probably won't change much. We made a lot of moves last year. The only thing we look to do is re-sign Maluwak, and that's about all we can do. And we can't even fire Will Hardy because I don't even think we'd have the budget to hire anybody else. So, brutal, but let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. So this is our final chance to make something happen here, and 2K has drawn us up a really good first round matchup. We get to play the Sacramento Kings of all teams, a franchise that historically has not been very good. So will we finally win a playoff series in this video? That remains to be seen, but Darius has been an excellent trade so far. 24 points per game with 12 assists, 23 from Devin Booker, 16 from Christian Collins. So yeah, that trade we made with the Wizards is working out really well. Mazelis is up to 15 and 4, 88 overall. Maluwak 14 and 10, Fleming 14 and 9. So we're getting some good rebounding, which is nice. But man, do I really want to see this team finally succeed? The whole rotation's on fire right now. Porter's on the bench. Please get me out of round 1, 2K. That's all I ask at the end of the day. Just at least get me out of round 1. We have Edgecombe in Sacramento for some reason. We have Nathan Solomon, Sabonis down to 81 overall. I mean, if we lose in round 1, I may just stop playing 2K, forever. Oh boy, we're tied right now. We're up 2-1. It's been a close... Okay, we're up 3-1. Come on. Finally, it has happened. Holy moly. And it looks like Dallas might be the matchup again. It looks like that's what's going to happen. Unless Minnesota comes back. No, it's Dallas. So, for a third time in a row, we get to play the Dallas Mavericks. So, they have Bates, Marshall, Flagg, Lively, Reed, Shepard. They don't have AD anymore. They do. He's just regressed like crazy. Averaging 6 in the playoffs. What is he making for them? Or how much money is he making? He's still on a big, gigantic contract, and that's what he's doing now. Okay. Please lock in, Phoenix. Please lock in. I'm not trying to see go up 2-0, lose. Like, okay, so this time... They're up 2-0. That's just brutal stuff, guys. I don't know if we're going to be able to win a championship today. It's not looking that way right now, but I'm not going to give up yet. Dallas is going to continue to own us, even without Luka Doncic. Just absolutely devastating. Dallas is just too OP. Unless we're coming down from 3-0, we're dead. We're dead right now. And, well, we're going to win game 4, at least it looks like. So that's nice. So... 97-127, but let's not give up yet. You know what? Let's go aim rotation. Let's play every game like it's our last, because it literally is. Can we win another one and make this series even more interesting? They have the lead most of it, but we are slowly creeping back in it. No, brutal stuff, dude. Absolutely brutal. So, yeah, not my greatest Suns rebuild. Thankfully, I think the last 2 I did win championships, if I'm not mistaken. This video I thought went well, other than the fact we had no playoff success whatsoever today. For whatever reason, did not. Let's see if the Mavericks win another championship. Why not, right? Let's see, shall we? They play Utah, so I imagine they beat. Yeah, they do. And they look at that. Dallas, they're a dynasty to be reckoned with. They can't be stopped. Flags or Finals MVP. What could I have done? I don't know what more I could have done. Try to make a big shakeup of the roster. Did not work. And that'll be where this video ends, unfortunately. Round 2 is the peak of this one. Just sucks. But it is what it is. I hope you guys enjoyed it regardless. I'll see you on the next one. Shout out to the Suns for what they've done so far. This is Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.